What's up, party people in the place to be? What is up? What is up? You guys have pulled up to the best podcast on the map, the Pretty Nerd Time Machine. And I am your host here to do the absolute freaking most, Bianca B. Givner, aka the Nostalgia Queen, aka Snow Black. And that's with 2 C's, because I'm cool, but I will cut you. AKA Stephen Bay Smith, here to debate all things Nickelodeon 90s, Disney, Cartoon Network, throwback, and anime. You heard it, and we will name it and talk about it right here in the Pretty Nerd Time Machine. You guys, welcome to episode 2 of the AniPhase. This time we are focusing on anime that I've never seen before, that you guys have probably seen already, but it's my very first time. And I'm really excited to get into this next part because it got good, you guys. But before we jump into anything, you know we have to bring you another very embarrassing status. You guys, coming to you live from 2012, I think it is. Oh no, this is 2011. And it says, lying to me will get you shot. Well, apparently not, okay? Because there are a lot of people walking around here still breathing. And they should have been shot. I don't know. I was just saying anything wild, you guys. Embarrassing, but that was 12 years ago today. You know the rules. If I had to read it, so did you. Oh no, not so did you. So do you. Thank you guys so much for pulling up to the AniPhase. I am in the middle, or at the beginning of Inuyasha. All right. And I thought I was about 8 episodes in the first time. I was actually only about 5 or 6 episodes in. I was like, oh wow, I thought wrong. My mom used to say, you thought like Andy Pandy. Girl, who the hell was Andy Pandy? I don't know who Andy Pandy was, but I just knew I didn't want to think like him. Like, it's just like Boo Boo the Fool. I don't know who Boo Boo the Fool is, but I know who Boo Boo the Fool ain't. My mama. I know that's right. So like, that's who Andy Pandy is, and that's who I thought like. So I was actually only about 5, 6 episodes in. So now I know for a fact I'm 10 episodes in at this point, and we got so much to catch up on. So you guys sit back, we're gonna hop right into it, and let's pick up where we left off. So I left off, right, y'all, Inuyasha, all right, is in his father's bones fighting his brother Sesshomaru-sama. You gotta say his name like that because he's Aaron, like he's because he's definitely fly. So they're getting into it, yada yada yada. You guys, Sesshomaru, he turns up. He's like, all right, I'm done playing with you. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm finna turn up. So Sesshomaru turns like full demon mode, rah shish boom bomb. He's huge, and he lets off this like demon gas. I don't know, where it's kind of choking everybody up. And I forgot to tell you guys. So just like for some reason, everybody always usually has like a sidekick, like a little animal, a little something to help them along the way. I forgot to mention there's like this little mosquito. I think he's a mosquito. His name is Miyoga. I think I can't remember how to pronounce it. Whatever. It's probably one of my favorite characters because he will come and give you the absolute best advice, but when it's time to throw down, you ain't gonna be able to find him. He's gonna be like, well, like he's going peace out, right? So he's basically like his Jiminy Cricket, right? He's like, Master Inuyasha, he knows what he's doing. I believe in him, but he'll definitely leave you hanging after he tells you exactly what you're supposed to do. He's one of those people like, look, you gotta do this, but like he put his little hands up. But I'm gonna be upstairs if you need me. So that's him. So he's telling Kagome, look, y'all gotta get out of here. Don't breathe this in. This is, toxic to demons, period. Y'all, you gotta get up out of here. Kagome's like, but Inuyasha, I gotta help him. He's like, bitch, did you just hear what I said? We gotta go. So look, he's telling her, climb the bones, get to the top, right? And get out. Don't worry about Inuyasha, he'll be fine. Inuyasha's fighting, and of course, the gas is jacking him up. Jacking him up, y'all. He's like, oh, my arms, my legs are going numb. Now, at this point, okay, somehow Inuyasha has gotten a sword. Now remember, he couldn't pull it out the thing, but he could touch it. Touch it, bring it, pay it. So now that Kagome got the sword out, he gave the sword to Inuyasha. Inuyasha has this little rusty old, good for nothing sword, okay? Well, they're going at it. And he, they end up getting out of the cave. He hitting. He takes the sword, right? He stabs Sesshomaru in the eye. Stabbed him in the eye to get him to let him go. Because, like, Sesshomaru, his, like, demon form is like this big wolf, okay? He got Inuyasha in his mouth. Inuyasha stabbed him in the eye. They end up outside the cave, y'all. They end up, or the bones, they end up outside the remains. Now, this is where it starts getting good.
It's lit!
So Inuyasha's like, where's Kagome? Like, this, that, and the third, while Sesshomaru's trying to get himself together because he just got stabbed in the eye, right? He's like, are you okay? She's like, are you all right? Like, is you all right, babe? Is you all right? Like, I'm peeping it. I'm like, ew, I love it. And he says to her, he's like, look, I'll always protect you. Just like, don't be trying to do all that. Like, I got you. He says this to her. He goes to fight. He was like, so Mayoga, the little flea, or is he a flea or I gotta look it up. I don't know if he's a mosquito because he drinks blood. So I think it's like a mosquito, whatever. But he's like, listen, you just gotta believe that it'll work. You just gotta put your back into it. Put your back into it. And the sword will work. This is the most powerful sword your dad. He tells Kagome, look, I'll always protect you. He turns around to fight his brother. This sword turns into this big, it's a fang of his father's. And it turns and he tears Sesshomaru up. He just get him a couple times. Get him. He beat Sesshomaru. And he's like, oh my gosh, all I have to do is believe in myself. Okay, cool, it's up. Well, he beats him. They get out of the land or whatever. The little, everything goes back to normal. And, that resting place goes back in Inuyasha's eye. And he's like, good, now my father can rest in peace, right? Well, as they're talking to Katie, the older lady, and putting two and two together, they're like, wait a minute. Well, now, Inuyasha doesn't know this yet, but Katie and Mayoga and all them, they was like, wait a minute. She's like, the reason the sword worked, y'all, praise the Lord. The reason the sword worked is because, and it only worked for him, is because you have to want to protect a human, and you gotta love, like, you have to love humans. You have to have compassion in your heart. And that is why it worked. Because he told Kagome, bae, I got you. I'm gonna protect you. And he hid it in Inuyasha's eye because he knew Sesshomaru, his son, would never have love for a human or would never want to protect humans because he's full demon. Remember, daddy, his wife, she full human. So he's like, you got to be able to love and protect humans for this sword to work. And it only works when he's trying to protect a human and trying to protect Kagome. And he can fight anything. And I was like, I'll protect you, babe. It was so cute. I was like, yes. So that's how it works. And he knew that Inuyasha would have compassion and that he would, because he's half human, and because Kagome, his daddy knew. So that's that. Kagome goes to tell Inuyasha, you want me to tell you how the sword works? You want me to tell you? He's like, yeah. They start arguing, and she ended up telling him later, I guess, but she didn't tell him. So it moves on, y'all. The next, they meet this dude. What's his name? Nobunaga, whatever. He's like some little swordsman or whatever, but he's a clutch, y'all. He's a zero to hero to zero type. He's like tripping over stuff, falling over stuff, but he noble. Like, he got heart.
I ain't gonna sock you, little nigga, because you got heart.
Like, he got heart. But, he cute and he clumsy. Y'all. They figure out, like, what are you doing over here? He's like, look, I'm trying to get to this castle. All the women in my village are being taken. Like, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. The princess is up here. She left to get married to the Lord up there, but I keep hearing there's something wrong with the Lord. They're like, all right, bet. They figure out that, hold on, I gotta look at my notes, y'all. Y'all see my notes? So they figure out, they're like, listen, the word is spreading that there's something wrong with the Lord, that he's like really a demon or something that they don't really know. So Inuyasha's like, all right, well, they go to help, and because they're trying to find pieces of the fragments, but it's been 3 days and they haven't found nothing, but they're like, maybe we'll find a fragment up here, right? Bet. They go with this boy to this castle, and sure enough, Inuyasha's like, oh, it smells like evil ass up here. Like, I know something's off. it's a mess. They go and they're seeing all the security guards asleep. Everybody sleep, which is odd because y'all security. You know what I'm saying? There's a scene in there where it shows the princess who had married the Lord, okay, who had come, because they you marry for to bind your kingdoms together and all that type of stuff. So she went and married the Lord or whatever, but she was like, he fell off this ledge, and he was supposed to be healing or whatever, but he has not been the same. He's been weird and mean, and he's all bandaged up, so I can't see his face right now, but he's like, something's off with him.
Well, obviously,
because he's a demon, but whatever. So sure enough, they get up there, all the security guards asleep, and the what's his name? His name is not Neobonga, whatever. We just gonna call him Nobuganda, whatever. Nobuganda, that's his name. That it is what it is. I know that's not it, but that's the little noble guy that they're with. Who has this little pet monkey who's with him also. Again, everybody got sidekicks. So they get in there and he's looking, everybody sleep. He goes in and finds the princess. Now, also, Nona Bongu or whatever, him and the princess, they were like childhood besties, right? And he always loved her or whatever. But, they grew up and she ended up getting married off somewhere else, whatever. So he goes in and they find the princess and they wake her up because she's asleep under this spell. And she recognizes him right away. He's like, oh, you remember me, babe? Like, you remember me? Like, she's like, of course. I'm saying we were best friends. She's like, I wish we could go back to that time. Now, she was flirting with him a little bit, but I'm like, bitch, if you know that you're married, why are you playing with him? But whatever. So it's just innocent, They go to try to help, and they're like, look, there's some demon in here. We got to find the Lord and stop him. Y'all, Inuyasha and them, they pull up on him. The Lord's like, what are y'all doing? He's a frog, y'all.
What?
Like this massive frog. And she's like, that's not my husband. I'm like, well, duh. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they're like, there's clearly a demon. And then they see there's a piece, like a fragment of the sacred jewel in his body. They're like, oh, period. We see what the problem is. So, and Yasha's like, we could just kill him. And she's just like, well, no, I think my husband's still inside. He's like, all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to die or what? And he's just like, oh, I'm going to just kill him. Mayota, you know what I'm saying? He's like, he said, hey, you might, he's not going to be no easy fight. So sure enough, they get to fighting, and they get it all together, and he takes the princess and traps her in his room, and they've discovered he's been taking all them girls from the village and putting them inside these like crystal balls and they're like the souls of them, because he can eat them and become more powerful. And so he traps the princess. Inuyasha hits this frog on top of the head, y'all, like a bop it. Boop, hit him on top of the head. And then the prince, he's like, oh my gosh, like I've done all this. So the prince is really still inside. Everybody's like, you can't kill him now because he still got the heart of the prince, even though his body is a frog. Inuyasha's like, all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He got to go. He's caused all this chaos, whatever. So they talk Inuyasha out of it. He's like, all right, bet. I'm not going to put my hands on him. Y'all figure it out. So they're like, all right, what are we going to do? The frog takes back over. Rah.
Gotcha, bitch.
Takes back over, tearing everybody up. And long story short, Kagome and them, they figure out, hey, if we use fire against them, we can hurt the frog but save the prince. So she takes the matches and her hairspray, because she has modern things. So like they had the prince had never seen potato chips, because potato chips didn't exist yet in this, you know what I'm saying, years ago. So she got all the stuff in her purse, got matches, burnt up the frog, got the prince out, and the prince is ugly, which is even funnier, because I'm like, the prince's butt, and it's a mess. So she's, oh, my husband, I'm so happy you're back. And Nanda Bongo, he's like, bitch, you was just hugging all on me. Really, really crazy. So that was that. So they were able to save the day, get that jewel fragment, and keep on going. Now, this is where it turns up. All right, so now they're going along the way. and they meet this fox named Sheepo. Sheepo is like this little rowdy little boy. But basically, he's hot shit, okay? But he's like 8, like he's a little kid for real, okay? He's like, oh, I know y'all got jewel fragments. He's trying to steal it, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. I got it. They're like, what are you doing? Where are you going? And he's like, look, I need these jewel fragments to avenge my father, okay? Period. They're like, from who? This is where we meet the Thunder Brothers, okay? Thunder Brothers are basically like thunder and lightning, all right? But their names are Manton and Hitton, okay? Whatever. I can't remember who's who. Let me see. Wait. Yeah, I can't remember who's who. But one of the brothers is fine. He's fine. He got long hair. He gets the shorties. The other brother is butt. He looks like a toad, like literally, and his hair is falling out. So that's just what it is. Like there's no, but they are brothers, okay? The little toad brother, together they're the Thunder Brothers, okay? And they be tearing shit up. The toad brother, he's always saying to himself, he having dreams of him having long hair. He's like, oh, if I just had long hair like my brother, I'd get the shorties like my brother. If I was just handsome like my brother, da 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 da. And he's the baby brother, so he's like, oh, I wish I had what my big brother has, da 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 da. The big brother, he's the man, so he ain't thinking about that. He just want more power. Now, both of them, they have jewel fragments in their foreheads, okay? So it's already making them more powerful than they normally are. So this fox is like, listen, okay, cuts back to the fox, Inuyasha Kagome. He's like, look, I need a jewel fragment, da 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 da. I gotta go avenge my dad. And they're like, So the fox tricks them, because that's what foxes do. Now he has powers, like he can turn into little stuff, and he has little powers of his own where he can shapeshift and whatever else. He ends up freaking Inuyasha, puts this stone on his hands where he is stuck for a little bit, and he's like, listen, you can't move until I remove this curse. I got the jewel fragments, you can't catch me. Kagome goes after this fox. Inuyasha's stuck. She's like, I'll be right back. While they're running along, Kagome and Sheepo the fox, boom, they run into the Thunder Brother.
Gotcha, bitch.
They run into each other. They get into a fight. Obviously, Sheepa and Kagome, they lose because he's like a demon with all these powers, and he takes the fragments, takes all the shenanigans. No, he didn't get the fragments. He messed up, and he took Kagome. He just took Kagome because he was so worried about. He's like, oh, Kagome is pretty and she has long hair. I can cook her in some soup. And then there we go. Then that way, I'll be able to have long hair and look good like my brother. So he takes Kagome away. The fox goes back to Inuyasha where he left him with the curse on him, took the curse off. He's like, listen, we gotta go get Kagome. Because the first thing Inuyasha's like, where's Kagome? Because that's Kagome, period. They gotta go get her, right? They're on the way to go meet the Thunder Brothers. He's like, whatever. Now, Kagome, she's up in the dungeon with the ugly brother. The fine brother comes in with this shorty with him. And he's like, hey, little brother, did you get the jewel fragment? He's like, oh, no. See, because I need her for my hair potion because my hair falling out. He was like, you're more worried about these hoes than you are about this power. He burns the shorty he's with to a crisp. He's like, I don't care about like these hoes, they come and go. I need the jewels and you're in here playing around. He's like, all right, look, I'm gonna just kill her and we can get back to business. Kagome's like, hold up. Kagome said, wait a minute. She said, see, if you kill me, then you're not gonna be able to get to Inuyasha. And they're like, the older brother's like, okay, I know who this is. He's like a little half demon. She's like, yeah, but he's real strong. Can't nobody beat him. And he has jewel fragments. And he's in love with me. So if you show up with me, he will surely give you whatever you want to get, you know what I'm saying, to get me back. They fall for it. They're like, all right, we gotta go meet Inuyasha. Pull up on Inuyasha and them, right? And they're like, he's like, all right, look, I got your shorty. What's up with the jewel? And he's like my shorty. Like, what you mean, like my girl? And they're Inuyasha and Kagome, they arguing in the middle of the day. She's like, listen, like, just do you want to live or not? Like, okay, like, did I not get back to you? Are we not finna fix this? Like, and he, they're too busy arguing. So wait a minute, I gotta look at my notes. Y'all see my notes again? Notes. Okay, wait. So they so they're like in this cloud, like thunder, like he rides around on this little cloud or whatever. Somehow I can't remember how they end up falling off the cloud. Okay. He's falling off. Kagome's falling off. Inuyasha immediately is in Bay mode. He's like, Kagome, but he's got to fight. He's got to focus on fighting the big brother. Because he's like, see, you acting like you don't like her. But you can't even focus on me trying to kill you because you're trying to get her, man. Don't worry about her. Like, let's fight. He's like, he talking that crap to Inuyasha. You ain't all that. You supposed to be this big bad half demon and you're not squat, right? Shippo and Kagome, they end up tricking the fat brother, and took the last little string of his hair. Now, mind you, not only is his hair his everything, because he's trying to be like his older brother, but he's wearing the fur of Shippo's dad as a little, he's like, I'm gonna make you a hoodie. So I got my little wraparound, I'm gonna make you a hoodie, talking to Shippo. So they take the last little string of body locks and the 3 hairs, okay? And he turns up and he like blasts Kagome and the little fox. They're done, okay? His little waistcoat come off, the other fox, they're done. Inuyasha is like, oh no. Inuyasha, long story short, he kills the fat one, okay? Kills the fat one. When he the sword, the big sword that when you protect humans is big, bad, and banging, goes right through him. The older brother stops fighting. He goes, oh my goodness, my little brother. Like, oh my God. He's like, I just want to be like you. I just want to be handsome like you. It shows a picture of the family, y'all. Tell me why the mom is exactly a big fat toad with a little bit of hair, and their dad is drop dead gorgeous, long hair. And so the older brother got dad's looks and the little brother got mom's looks. And he was like, I don't know why. I'll never know why dad picked mom, because she was hideous. And then he's like, it ain't about how you look. Preach up. And I was like, felt, it's not about what you look like, baby. When he love you, he love you. Okay? So the little brother dies. The older brother's pissed. So he's got to try to fight. They're trying to fight. They're fighting it out. And the older brother, obviously, he gets stronger because he got all the, you know what I'm saying? So he got all the little fragments or whatever. It's on. Only thing now that Inuyasha has, y'all, is the sheath to keep them together. He's just that's like a shield. That's the only thing, and it's breaking. It's finna break. It's all messed up. You got to use the sheath as a shield. But it all ends up working out somehow, because how did he get killed? Wait a minute. I can't remember how he get killed, but he ended up killing getting rid of the older brother or whatever. And because the sword came to he may not come when you want him, but he'll be there right on time. The sword came to him, y'all, shoot, because it like beckoned to him, and he was able to kill the older brother. All the fragments gone, but now Kagome's gone, and the fox is gone, and here come Mayoga, the little flea or mosquito, and he's like, you can see their spirits, like their souls, it's like in a blue flame. And she's just like, thank you, Inuyasha, for fighting for me. And he's just like, no, he's like, don't leave me, like. And I'm like, yeah, you want parts, like, you like her. So he's like, oh my, he's like, please don't leave me, like. And he put his hand out to touch her, and the blue flames disappear. And she's like, what do you mean don't leave you? This little flea, I told him, like, well, that's her spirit, she's saying goodbye. Meanwhile, the fox fur, Shippo's dad, his body had actually shielded them from that death, or shielded them from being hit by the Thunder Brother. And so although it looked like they were engulfed in flames, the foxfire had protected them both. And he went on to the afterlife. Shippo and Kagome got saved. Inuyasha's pissed because his little soft side came out, like, he done squashed his little, Mayoga, he gets squashed like every episode. So that's it. So that's where I'm at, y'all. It got so cute and good. I'm like, turn up. So they've got more fragments now. Now that's like 5-6 pieces, just from fighting them two. Plus the piece that they got from the frog. So they're getting these pieces together. I don't know how many pieces it is. Apparently it's a lot, because there is 56 episodes, and that's only 10, y'all. So we're going to be at this for a little bit. I'm going to try to hurry it up, but then it got so good. By Friday, I'm going to be more down the line, you guys. So you'll get to check in, y'all. Let me know what you think of episode 4. Let me know, because I'm invested. I'm all in. So, like always, okay, it's time for nerdy facts. I will not leave the regular nerds hanging, you guys. Do y'all remember Beanie Babies? Y'all remember Beanie Babies? And do you remember like collecting them when we was growing up? And it was supposed to be this big thing, this big craze, this big phase, and you couldn't take the tag off it, because when 15 years from now, they're gonna be worth millions of dollars. Let me tell y'all something. You can go find a Beanie Baby today in your local Goodwill. Like you can, it's absolutely not. So what happened was so at the time, like it was like the thing. For those of you who don't know, Beanie Babies were these little stuffed animals that had little beans in them, and they were cute. You could find them anywhere. They were so popular. In fact, there is a divorced couple who was in court dividing the Beanie Babies, because they're like, no, this is part of half and half, because I know these gonna be worth millions of dollars one day, and I want my half and you can take yours. So the judge made them divide them in court. So it's like, no, you can't have all the little zebra rainbow ones. You got to share. It was terrible. I can't imagine how goofy they feel right now, because it don't nobody care. So I read up on it and I wondered, I was like, what happened to Beanie Babies? Like, why did it just fall off like that? Well, apparently, the parent company called Thai Inc. added turmoil to the Beanie Baby market, okay? All the greed was not limited to consumers, okay? As Beanie Baby mania became more and more productive, Thai Inc. upset retailers and customers alike by flexing its corporate muscle. Thai went aggressively after knockoff producers, similarly cut off supplies to retailers that undercut prices. So other people were trying to make little, but they cut all that off. They're like, nope, these is like Beanie Babies. They got to get off the market. All of it had to go, right? So there will be no competition, right? And like, because they were doing stuff like, oh, if you buy 1 beer, you get 5 beers free. Like, they was really trying to undercut, so that way, you know, whatever. So in 1997, a Connecticut toy store called Thai Brand, after its owner's young sons, Tyler and Brandon, okay, they got a cease and desist letter from Thai Inc., okay? And the toy giant did whatever it could to stem the tide of rule breaking, including urging children to report counterfeits online, registering the trademark. I mean, they were really trying to make this thing exclusive, and this is where they messed up, y'all. In September of 1999, Thai Inc. blindsided collectors with a surprise announcement. And it said, tacked on to the end of a press release about new toys, it said a very important notice. It said on December 31st, 1991, at 11:59 p.m., all Beanie Babies will be retired. And so naturally, that made everybody try to scramble to get whatever. They're like, there ain't going to be no more, yada, 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 yada. People were worried about the impact this would have on the value of their collections. Rumors abounded that its founder, Ty Warren, had bought an island or been bought out by Disney. So people were like, do we keep these? Do we get rid of them? It was mayhem. And then a few months later, allegedly as a response to fans, the company claimed to have changed its mind. Instead of axing Beanie Babies altogether, it will release an entirely new line in the new millennium, starting with a shimmering, the Star-Spangled Bear called The Beginning.
What?
And after that, nobody cared about it anymore.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care. Yep.
And so some speculated that this shock decision was an attempt to make future Beanie Babies more difficult to counterfeit. Others called it ham-handed attempt to fabricate an aura of rarity and rekindle interest in beanies in the face of softening sales. Whatever the reason, the damage was done. Many felt used by a publicity stunt designed to goose enthusiasm for the brand, and sales slumped. Within a couple years, the plush animals once worth thousands were worthless, and treasured collections were relegated to hospital donation boxes. And that's how the cookie crumbled. That's what happened. So if y'all were wondering why nobody gave a squat after a while, they really tried to play. They got greedy and it toppled upon itself. You hate to see it. But that is your nerdy fact, you guys. I am so excited you guys are pulling up to the AniPhase with me. I'm glad I got y'all invested. Because my mom was like, well, I got to know what happens next. Good. Me too. Y'all stick around. Friday, I will have a brand new episode, and I'll probably be like, I'm on 10 now, so I'm gonna try to get to like 20, so that way I can give you guys a whole bunch at one time, so I can hop through this. Because once I hit 20 episodes, that means I'm almost halfway through it. Okay, so almost halfway through the first season. I think there's 5 seasons, so in a few weeks we'll be all done with Inuyasha, and then we'll be on to the next one, which I can't wait to announce which one it is. I'm excited to do the next one. I'm tweaking, so you will see. Oh my gosh, thank y'all so much for pulling up to another episode of the Pretty Nerd Time Machine. Like I always tell you, want to come debate the god, come debate the queen, you hop over to prettynerdtimemachine.com, slide into that contact section, and you know what to do. Throw your information in, and I will hit you up expeditiously. I love that word because I had never heard it before T.I. said it, and I feel like I'm really smart now. Here. Thank you guys so much. You all are amazing. And like I always tell you, squares, you stay lit, you stay cool, and you stay nostalgic. Yeah, squares. I'll check you later.